and every individual to Engineer Clarity Community EC2 and GAR. This is Mark Boersma, and the community wanted me to talk a little bit about GAR, Goal Action Review, and so when I set goals, it's maybe different from other people's goals. Most of the time when people set commitments, when they don't hit the commitments, they go ahead and change it from a commitment to a goal. With me, I've been told, Mark, your goals are more solid than people's commitments. What does that mean? It means like it matters. Like what I'm doing matters. Like it matters. Like when something matters, then you get, if you don't hit it, it's like, if you don't hit it, you get upset. Like, hello, I didn't hit my goal. Oh, it's not that big a deal, it's somebody else's. I mean, the things that I could say, like the technology didn't work. More technology didn't work. The people around me didn't work. The people that I counted on, the team members didn't work. The partners didn't work like everybody else. It didn't work. Like people didn't do what they were supposed to do. Now I could say, well, that's why I didn't hit the goal. But because I'm taking ownership of it, well, then I should have gotten different people, or I should have been a better leader, or I should have vaporized them, or deleted them, or replaced them. Partners, the same thing. Like what I do matters. And most people want what they do to matter, but it really doesn't because it's not connected into somebody's life vision. So we set a goal to have 100 people register for the Psychology of People webinar. It's a free event, for crying out loud. So 100 people register, and we're anticipating that 60 people, go ahead and attend. And so that's what we were, so the goal was 160. What's more important, the 60 probably, although the hundreds, so either one, I'd have been happy, maybe. Well, I wouldn't have been. If I'd have hit the 100 or the 60, I'd have been like ticked. I mean, I might have celebrated for a short period of time, but I'm like, why didn't I go for 200? Like, I don't want to leave any opportunity on the table, money on the table. Like, I want to take all the opportunity. So again, I might think a little different. You might want to think, hey, if I thought like Mark thought, might that go ahead and actually make me a lot more money and, save me a lot of time? Like, I'm working less, I have less stress. So if you have more good stress, then you have less bad stress. So it's like I'm ticked. Like action review. Like this is the review process. Like, well, the review's not here. Like there's not a solid review process here. How come EC2 doesn't do it? Mark, how about if you step up and build it? Fine, I'll do that. But it's the holiday season. You've got 5 grandkids here. You've got your wife who's typically helping you a lot, but she's got to spend time with the grandkids and the Christmas, and, we've got a graduation. My youngest daughter's graduating from college. There's a party. Like, I can come up with more excuses. Trust me, 7 kids, 3 sons-in-law, a daughter-in-law, 5 grandkids, international speaker and author, writer, author, volunteer, massive volunteer, doing tons of nonprofit, trying to go ahead and impact, Hong Kong. I mean, there's so much. Like, if I wanted to come up with excuses, I could come up with more excuses, trust me, than you could. I'm just saying. I don't, though. Why not? It doesn't do any good. Like, I don't even need to explain to anybody why I didn't go ahead and hit the goal. I need to figure it out myself. I need to put all my energy in. So what I'm doing is, build this, the GTing. It's the mother of all GTing it. So it's like I've got to go through, and you know what? My grandkids may not get as much time with Grandpa this weekend, and 4 of them are out on the East Coast. I don't get to see them very often. But if I could pull this off, I could take them to Disney World in Hong Kong. And then I could go ahead and swing over into the Hong Kong district, and we could eat popcorn while the riots are happening. I won't tell their parents that. And then we could go ahead and slide in and help people go ahead and, single moms that have been seduced from the Philippines over there. It's a system that is just messed up. So we could have fun with my grandkids. We could go ahead and see how the real world is. Well, what about the protest? Are you kidding? Like, it's not that hard. And like my 3 granddaughters, like they're 2.5 years old. 2 of them are like blonde, blue-eyed. The other one's more brunette, blue-eyed. Like if my grandpa comes with those 3, and man, those, like they can scream, like, oh my gracious, can they scream? They'll clear a path for me. Anyways, like this matters. Like it matters. Like it matters that I miss my goal. So we got, I think, 43 registrations, and I think 17 people showed up. Like, that's pathetic. I'm pathetic. The people around me are pathetic. The systems are pathetic. Like, the whole thing is pathetic. Like, this is pathetic. Like, you got to be joking. So you probably don't know how to think like this because you didn't discover the internalization model. You didn't go through leverage. You might not be going through the psychology of people. You don't understand yourself and what motivates you. You don't know how to push yourself. You don't know how to have an awakening, a moment. Like on Tuesday's Psychology of People, lesson 5, like breakthrough, aha, like Paul Weiner would say, it's a goosebump moment. Like, so Paul said, Tom, what about people who, have a fear of failure? And Tom's just immediate response, reflex. Well, they've never failed. And then Paul said, so Tom, what about, people have a fear of success? And immediately my thought is, oh, that is so awesome. They've never succeeded. They've never failed, and they've never succeeded. Never failed, never succeeded. But Tom said something a little different on the success. He's like, try to have a little success. So Cheryl, she joined the EC2 community, and for decades, her whole life, she said she's not been a good goal setter. I told her within 24 hours if she wanted to fix that, joining EC2 community, she'd fix it. Like, do your goals matter? If they matter, you'll get good at them. And the better you get at them, the better you get at, the more they are meaningful, the more you care about it. That's number 4. You got to care. Oh, well, I didn't reach my goal. Oh, did you reach your goal? I don't know. Are you getting this worked up as I am? Probably not. Why? Because your goals don't matter to you. Why? Because they're not significant. Why? Because you don't have a life vision. Why? Because I don't know why. I remember when my 18-year-old son, when he was 12, and he's like, Dad, he's getting to be a teenager now. He's really smart. And he's like, Dad, I don't know if I want to listen to you. Excuse me? Why? Again, curiosity. Like, that makes no sense at all. And then he says, Dad, you never reach any of your goals. I'm like, excuse me? Like, what's he saying? Like, I didn't say that to him because, again, no drama, except here on the phone. Like, I could talk very calm. But then you probably wouldn't be listening. You just sit around for entertainment. I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean I don't reach my goals? What does that mean? He's like, well, Dad, when I was 9, we wanted to go ahead and help rescue girls in child trafficking, and we had a goal to go over to Thailand, and, we never did it. I'm like, okay, that's fair. Yep. Did you do anything, Tim? Like, did you say, Dad, did you push it forward? Did you do any work at all on it? Anything? Well, no. So, Tim, you've been my son for 12 years. Have you not learned that when you set a goal, you have to work? I might have said it like that. When he was, 16, I think, 17, I'm like, Tim, I think he was 16. I'm like, Tim, same son. I said, Tim, 1 to 10, how'd you rate your dad as a dad? He said, I think he said a 6. I said, okay, appreciate that. Thanks for the feedback. What would it take to get to a 10? And he's like, not call me lazy. It jammed my senses so much. I'm like, what? I thought I was being a caring dad. I thought I was being a caring dad by telling you the truth. So I tried a different approach with him. He's 18 now. The jury's still out. Like, we'll see. I mean, it didn't seem like the new approach worked any better than the old approach. Like, telling him he's lazy, that didn't seem to work so well. Not telling him he's lazy, that didn't seem to work so well. I mean, he is 18, but, you know, when I look at myself when I was 18, it's like he's struggling, it seems like to me, with a lot of people that are in that age range to take ownership. But they're not the only ones. I've got brothers who are white males over 50, and it seems to me like they're not so good at taking ownership either. They say they care, and I'm like, yeah, they do care. But when my mom, you know, passed away, when I'm like with her, I'm like, Mom, like, my dad was mistreating her, and I'm saying to my three brothers, hey, bros, like, Dad's mistreating Mom. And they're like, well, that's not what we're hearing. I'm like, well, you're not listening very well. They're like, you know, my brother Dan, awesome, great insight. He's like, Mark, maybe Mom's telling you something different. I'd never thought of that. Like, holy smokes, like maybe maybe she's not telling. So I call my mom. Mom, have a conversation with the three brothers. And, you know, they said, you know, you might be telling me something different. Mom, are you telling me something different? She's like, yeah, Mark, I am. I'm like, why would you do that, Mom? That makes no sense at all. And she's like, because you're the only one that cares. Now, she wasn't saying they cared at 0%. She's just saying, Mark, you care at a dimension nobody else in my life cares at. See, most people are not willing to get messy. I mean, I could go in, but I won't go into my wife's family and what's going on there. But nobody wants messy. Like, everybody wants to go ahead. So, you know, you got to have awakening. Like, these four things are magical. So I'm going to be tearing in. And you know what? My grandkids may go ahead and get less of Grandpa this weekend. And over the holidays, they may get less of Grandpa. But Grandpa's playing the long game. He's not playing the short game. So, you know, you have to make sacrifices. And so in the review process, that's probably going to be like, did I need to make more sacrifices? Did the people around me need to make more sacrifices? See, I care. I care about my goals. And I'm not happy. So we have another event coming up in another 3-4 weeks. I was going to bump that to 250. Now it's like, nah, I'm going to keep it at the goal that I have. Let's hit this goal, at least come close. Like, this is crazy. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. You know, part of being EC2, like, what do you have to contribute? Like, I'm contributing a lot to the community, but the community gives back. But the question is, does the community give back more to me than what I'm giving to the community? I don't know. Part of me hopes that the community does give more to me. Part of me hopes that I'm giving far more to the community than the community's given to me. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, talk to your art mentor. And then where you're going to really learn this stuff and goals and goal setting is, you know, talk to your 2 art buddies. And if you don't care about reaching goals, well, then you probably didn't listen to this. If you do care, then you want to get other people around you to care. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. God bless. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.